diggity, diggity dog. Breaking, diggity, diggity dog. Sharp breaking, diggity, diggity dog. Breaking, diggity, diggity dog. Sharp breaking.
And we are live. Man, what a week in wrestling we've been having. I am the SnowMan. And man, I've had a lot of feelings of what's been happening in the wrestling world. Let's get to it now. Whew. I got a lot. So I'm just going to go over a lot of stuff that's been happening, and we're going to kick things off with SmackDown. What happened on SmackDown Live on Fridays now on Fox now. This is the first show of the new era, and they kicked it off with, Vince and Steph coming out and introducing everyone to, welcoming everybody to Friday Night SmackDown on Fox, and AC/DC and the new graphics and the new stage were awesome. It was a great show with Becky Lynch and The Rock kicking it off, kicking the butt out of Baron Corbin. That was awesome. Becky Lynch and then Charlotte beating up on Sasha Banks and Bayley. That was an awesome highlight. Roman Reigns took on Eric Rowan in a lumberjack match. That was good. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon went one-on-one in a ladder match. That was awesome. And with Kevin Owens now winning, Shane McMahon's gone. He's off TV. He's gone for now. And right now, things couldn't be better for Kevin Owens to finally get rid of that proverbial monkey off his back. As you could see right here that the new intro, the new graphics for SmackDown Live, that was a hell of a way to kick things off on this new network on Fox. Now I'm singing the praises right now of what currently happened on SmackDown, of Flair, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, The Rock making an appearance. Those were good highlights. Those were awesome highlights. The things that bothered me so bad was Braun Strowman and boxing champion Tyson Fury squared off. I kind of get why they're trying to go this route. He's Tyson Fury, a intimidating son of a gun. Don't get me wrong. I would not want to mess with him. He would kill me. One punch, I'm knocked out, gone. Braun Strowman. I've seen how I've gotten his autograph before. I've met him, got his picture taken with him. I've met him, and I wouldn't want to meet him either. I would want him to be my best friend. I don't want you to kill me, please. So you got two giants going at each other. One from wrestling, one from boxing. Wait, didn't we have this before in WWE with boxing and WWE mixing. No, wait, we've had this twice. We've had this with Austin and Tyson. That worked 100%. Granted, we never did see Tyson taking on Austin. We never got to see that, but we did get the feel, the build, with back in 1998 with DX recruiting Mike Tyson and then Austin going up against Shawn Michaels on the road to WrestleMania 17. That was so beautifully built. And then at the end of WrestleMania 14, Shawn Michaels, poking at Tyson's like, why'd you count me out? You're supposed to be with DX, blah, blah, blah. Tries to take a swing and pooh, right. Down goes Michaels. Down goes Michaels. And he's knocked out for several years out of the company. But nonetheless, that worked. Big Show and Floyd Money Mayweather on the road to WrestleMania 24. And at WrestleMania 24, that worked. And eventually it led to a match with Floyd Money Mayweather knocking out Big Show with a pair of brass knucks at WrestleMania in Florida. So it did work. But I kind of do not see how this Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman mashup is just going to work. I still don't see it. And I'll talk about Raw in a little bit, where we had another appearance of this. But as Friday Night SmackDown ended, and the final bad thing about the whole night, the only really, really bad thing about SmackDown on Fox was Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship, ending in 9 seconds. Good God. Can someone please hand me a bottle of bourbon and just put me out of my misery with Brock Lesnar once again becoming WWE Champion in 9 seconds? How the hell does that work? I get it. I understand, the backstage stuff with, okay, Fox wants a marquee champion, big name. They want, and you get Brock Lesnar. Okay, that's fine. But the way that they made Kofi Kingston lose the title devalues him so badly. I just don't understand the logical thinking between having a, maybe the rest of the night card, finishing it off, like a good 10-minute match where Kofi's getting some shots in. He's putting up a small fight, but he's getting beaten up by Brock Lesnar. But what happens is ding, ding, run, jump, F5, pin. That's it. In 9 seconds. I feel bad for Kofi because of how he had to basically just surrender the title in 9 seconds, which was so bad. I hope he does get the title back eventually. And he gets treated a whole lot better than this. I mean, come on. 9 seconds and you've held the title from WrestleMania through SummerSlam. That's just bad. That's just bad mojo for anyone. I'm sorry, Kof, but 9 seconds. Good God. So that was SmackDown. Oh, and not to mention, not to forget, at the end of Brock Lesnar's 9 second fast victory, Rey Mysterio comes out, but he ain't alone. He comes out with former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez, the man who beat Brock Lesnar for the UFC heavyweight title. And Cain essentially just, with the knee brace on, with a Stone Cold-esque knee brace on, goes in and just starts pounding on Brock Lesnar for a good 5 seconds, and then he rolls out and gets out of Dodge to end SmackDown. So I'm kind of interested with what's going to happen with Cain Velasquez, and hopefully Brock Lesnar gets his butt whooped on that part. But that was just a kind of somewhat bad taste to end the night. And not only end the night, but roll right into Hell in a Cell. Now, while Hell in a Cell was being shortchanged and not really a whole lot of matches announced up until night of, that's not my big problem, because we'll get to that in a short bit. But I'm going to quickly run down what happened with the rest of the card. Start off with Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks inside Hell in a Cell for the Raw Women's title. Hell of a match. Best way to open up that night. It was a great way to start the night off. And they killed it. Bar none. That's how the women's Hell in a Cell should and be looking and be feeling. Intense and awesome. Couldn't say anything better about that match. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns took on Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Bryan and Reigns won their tag team match. It was chaotic, and it was a tornado tag match. It got changed up in the night of. So, again, a lot of the stuff being made night of. One match was made from SmackDown due to the tag team women's match that happened with Charlotte picking up a submission victory over Bayley on SmackDown. So she got a SmackDown Women's Championship opportunity at Hell in a Cell, and she won. We have a new SmackDown Women's Champion, and it's the now 10-time champion in Charlotte Flair. And how Bayley looked after the match, you could see that huggable, lovable Bayley now being moved away, going away, because now, you could see on the look of her face, it's like, how did I lose the title? I've been the fighting champion. Granted, it's been sneaky kind of way, and I've been playing to the crowd and, proving you should be stuck with your friends and everything, and all of a sudden I lose the title. You're gonna see a change in Bayley. I guarantee you. Come Friday, we're gonna see a brand new Bayley. Start to take form, take shape. Randy Orton and Ali got a match on Hell in a Cell night, and Randy Orton won in a tough fight for Ali. That was hell of a match for Ali. Came close. He got out of RKO. He almost prevented himself from getting it, but he eventually got hit with the RKO and lost. Viking Raiders and Braun Strowman took on the OC in a winning effort. Chad Gable picked up a victory over King Corbin. Natalia finally got her just due against Lacey Evans. And we have new women's tag team champions in the Kabuki Warriors, with Asuka using a Tajiri-esque green mist on Nikki Cross and picking up the victory. I'm gonna give that one that was a good match for these women. The women have been stepping it up. I will give it that. I would rather watch a women's match than the guys right now, 9 times out of 10. Now, here is where the biggest issue of a good night for Hell in a Cell came straight out of left field and went down the tubes in a blaze of glory. This one match took Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and took the Hell in a Cell in general and just took a dump on it. How in the blue hell do you end a Hell in a Cell match in general with no clear victory? It just perplexes me so much. And X-Pac, if you watched watch it along stream on YouTube or on the YouTube while watching Hell in a Cell, you could see X-Pac be like, how the hell do you end a Hell in a Cell match that has no rules by a disqualification or or no contest? How do you end it that way with Seth Rollins throwing ladders, throwing chairs, and using a toolbox on the Fiend, and then comes in with a sledgehammer and the ref saying, don't use it, don't you dare use it, blah, 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 and proceeds to use it, and the ref just ends the match. That Hell in a Cell match, good God, I really, really, really think this has just took a serious bad case for WWE. They have finally found the right moment to say, we don't give a fuck about anything. Because you've taken the Universal Championship match, the main event match, and instead of, giving us a clear-cut victory that night, or somewhat of a victory with either Seth pinning Bray or Bray Wyatt or the Fiend, getting a victory. Just something that says that there was a submission or there was a pinfall. You've taken two guys and essentially Bray Wyatt, who, for all intents and purposes, needed to win this match. It's Hell in a Cell. And the way that his character has been built for the last for pretty much since the Fiend and the psychotic Mr. Rogers has come back into our lives, you had to have think that this was the match that Bray Wyatt needed to win to get the character cemented as impressive as is. And they fucked it up so bad. You you literally could not, in essence, make the worst decision possible for anything with this match. You had to either have Seth Rollins defeat The Fiend and hurt The Fiend's character in general, the mystique and everything, or you had to help The Fiend and cementing his, madness with winning the cell, and you couldn't even do that. And truth be known, we're hearing rumors that we're probably going to get a rematch at the Survivor Series next month, one-on-one. It's not going to matter that much now because you guys, WWE screwed the pooch on this. And it didn't even help that they made the entire match, the colors, the lights during the entire match red. What was this, a Georgia football game where you just flashed red during the entrance? But no, this was the entire match. The lights were red, which was it helped Bray. It gave him the advantage because it made him look even more freaky. But you didn't capitalize. And Vince McMahon knows this, bar none. If he has not had Hunter, Steph, Shane literally just be like, what the, oh my God, help us now. Help us now. We need a stiff drink now after Hell in a Cell. Literally, we needed a stiff drink. And after seeing Hell in a Cell, shockingly, the next night on Raw, I had no interest whatsoever to watch Raw live. And the only reason I'm going to talk about Raw is because I saw highlights on YouTube, just little clippets of stuff. Natalya took on Lacey Evans again, but this time it was last man standing. That actually, I'm going to stop there. I actually saw parts of this live on TV. So I actually saw a little bit of Raw, but that's it. After the last women standing match with Natalya beating Lacey and power bombing her off the stage through a table and her winning, that was worth watching that one part. But everything else was not even worth my time, truth be told. With Bobby Lashley and Lana taunting Rusev at their home in their bed, which not the smartest idea, not the best plan, and this just looks stupid from the previous week. I'm not invested into this story because we know Rusev and Lana are married. We know that they're together and everything. It just looks so stupid, and they're trying to just throw something at the wall and hope it sticks. And this one's not going to stick because I'm not interested in this at all. Viking Raiders got a Raw tag team, actually, they did not get a tag team title shot. They defeated the Raw tag team champions, Dolph and Robert Roode. Aleister Black took on the Singh brothers in a 2-on-1 handicap match and won. OC took on Lucha House Party and won. Kabuki Warriors beat the Raw and SmackDown champions in a champion showcase. Ricochet took on Apollo Crews in a draft showcase match to hype up the draft tomorrow night on SmackDown. And Tyson Fury, I got into it with Braun Strowman after talking again. Actually got a live mic and talked on Raw. Had no interest in it. Didn't see it. I know watching clips of it, they were just, shoving and trying to get each other. Not interested at all. And then we go into NXT and AEW last night. We do for NXT, we have a new cruiserweight champion, and all people, Lio Rush, a returning Lio Rush, is now the new cruiserweight champion. And he beat Drew Gulak. Because now we know that the cruiserweights are going over to 205, are going to be moving, looks like moving from 205 Live and sharing the spotlight with NXT. So cruiserweights are now going to be coming over to here. And that was a heck of a match. I'll give Lio Rush the credit. He pushed Drew Gulak to the limit. Rhea Ripley defeated Aaliyah in a one-on-one match. Breezango took on the Forgotten Sons, and Forgotten Sons got the victory. Good match. North American title was on the line. Roderick Strong took on Isaiah Scott, and Roderick Strong retained. But afterwards, we get an appearance of not only the rest of the Undisputed Era, but we get an appearance of the Dream, because we're now going to get a title rematch from the opening night on USA Network of the North American title match in a couple of weeks. That it will be Roderick Strong versus the Dream, Velveteen Dream, in a title rematch for the North American title. And he basically just came out on the stage and showed a picture of Roderick Strong, kind of Shawn Michaels-esque look, naked with the title around down here. And then it's like, you look good with the title, but after I win and take the title from you, you're going to look like this. And proceeds to take the title off Roderick's body and to have a little sensor over his little wee wee in thought. And that got all hyped up on the Roderick Strong and the Undisputed Era. And that brought out Tommaso Ciampa and proceeded to go into the ring with a crutch, the crutch that he's been known to be used on his opponents, mostly Johnny Gargano, and brought a chair with him to basically just, in that stare, that evil stare, just look right at Adam Cole and say, "Goldie, Daddy's home." that was an awesome night to see Tommaso Ciampa back with no neck brace, and he will be soon back in the ring. Kai, in her second match back from injury, took on Bianca Belair, and unfortunately for her, she came up on the losing end. It was a good match. And Walter took on Kushida, and Walter, as big a juggernaut as he is, just annihilated in a sense Kushida. I mean, granted, it was a good match all in all, but Walter, in that big juggernaut of a body that he has and how he's built, that's just going to be a tough fight for Kushida. Give him props though for putting up a good hell of an effort. On AEW, now the other side of the Wednesday Night War, Chris Jericho and his new group, the Inner Circle with Ortiz, Santana, Swagger. I'm still calling him Swagger. I gotta get used to his new name. And I forgot the other kid's name because I haven't been introduced to him yet, but I'm getting there. Basically, he just introduces his inner circle. It just drops so much criticism with the WWE creative calling him stupid. And when they broke out with Swagger's "We the People" chant on the crowd, Jericho buried that, said, "We the people" is buried, dead and buried. It was stupid. And introduced Ortiz and Santana. That's why he's on his list. And Viva La Raza, with yesterday being Eddie Guerrero's birthday, and God, we miss him. We still miss him to this day. I hope that no one has to go through that ordeal again with, as someone as big a name as he is, or someone we don't have to have another death as big as his was in the middle of in the great of his prime, because that was hard. So I'm talking about AEW. I gotta bring up the show on the. I think I may have got. I think I may have gotten the wrong screen for you guys. There we go. It's a Thursday for me. I'm trying to get my best into here. So again, Chris Jericho. Oh, sorry. And also in his inner circle was Sammy Guevara. He and Chris Jericho took on Dustin Rhodes and Adam Hangman Page and beat them. And chaos ensued in that. Moxley took on Shawn Spears and beat him, pinfall. AEW Tag Team titles, the first round. Young Bucks are out. They lost to Private Party. Darby Allin defeated Jimmy Havoc to become number one contender for Chris Jericho's title. Next week, no less. And Britt Baker and Rio defeated Brie Priestley and Emmy. I'm just going to go with that because I cannot say. I'm not going to try and butcher it. I know when I look at a name, if I I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to try it because I'm just going to butcher it. But AEW, unfortunately, for me, I didn't get a chance to see it because I was in the middle of work. And I was too tired after last night with everything going on with work last night to even catch a lot of AEW or NXT. Caught glimpses of it, but didn't really pay attention as much. I just had the card wrote down. But nevertheless, that is the week in the WWE and AEW. Tomorrow night, the first night of the draft on Fox goes on. We actually now know it'll be Raw and SmackDown. We will have a match between those two with Seth representing Raw and Roman Reigns representing SmackDown. Winning brand, so Raw or SmackDown, winning side of that match gets to determine the first pick of the draft. And again, draft is going to be 2 nights long. It's going to start on Friday. It's going to go to Monday of next week, and we will have our brand new Raws and SmackDowns going to have starting next week. And that's pretty much it for this week's episode. I mean, basically just a lot of venting about the end of Hell in a Cell, the end of SmackDown, Raw in general, and to just to end this whole thing, WWE. I said I was here on the Flex Network, and I said after Stomping Ground that you guys were making the turn. You guys were getting us excited to watch you guys again on a constant basis. There's going to be great storylines, great action, everything. I said you guys were going to make the turn, or we're doing the turning point. And SummerSlam was on the horizon. That was awesome. And then Hell in a Cell happens. And, I got no words for you guys anymore, because it's like you guys have just been doing so many good things, and you turn around and do something stupid. It just perplexes me. And now that AEW's on the scene, you guys have to step up the game. You guys have to do better. You can't be doing stupid storylines anymore. You guys got to have the wrestlers do impressive and memorable stuff. You have to essentially do it every Monday, every Friday. I don't have to worry about NXT that much because they're killing it. Look at NXT. Look at what Triple H, Shawn Michaels are doing down there at NXT. What Albert is doing down there as the head coach down there, running the place. William Regal down there as the GM. They're killing it. But the main roster, the Raw and SmackDown, they're so used to where they've been, in their position, thinking we're not going to worry about what's going on NXT. We're not going to worry about what's going on AEW. We're fine. And they're acting like they're on this drug that's never going to end. I'm sorry. It's ending soon because NXT is beating Raw and SmackDown for quality of talent, for quality of storyline, for quality of wrestling in general. The only saving grace is Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, and a handful of others that are worth a damn on the main roster. But otherwise, we don't care about the Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley's storyline. We don't care. It's stupid. It's not entertaining because we all know what's going to happen. Lana's going to eventually end up back with Rusev because they're married. Stop doing stupid stuff that we don't know, because we know there. You can thank Total Divas that gives us the backlot, the real lives behind the scenes stuff of the women in WWE. We know Rusev and Lana are married. We know what's going on with Sonya Deville, Nia Jax, Carmella, Natalia, Naomi, Nikki and Brie Bella, and Alexa Bliss. We know what's going on a lot of times, what's going on behind the scenes. And you're showing this stuff. I mean, granted, it's, maybe beginning of the first half of the year, and then later on, once we get another halfway through the year, you're going to show us what's between now and SummerSlam, and then SummerSlam to the Royal Rumble. We get it. We know the backstory stuff. We know what is going on. But you can't just be doing, oh, well, we're going to have Lana be sleeping with Bobby Lashley, and it's going to be great. No, it's not. It's stupid. now with AEW, I just think AEW is going to have a lot more time to invest in because they're not doing stupid storylines. They're doing storylines because it's looks good and it makes sense. So I think I need to end this show now before I go too far into bitch mode and complain. I don't want to do that. It's Thursday. I know we want to, go out and enjoy stuff. It's a beautiful day, maybe a cold day here, up here in the Pacific Northwest, up here in Washington. But yeah, I need to end this. I need to chill out. So we're gonna cut it there. I normally have this spiel memorized by my head. So, okay. So, like us, follow us on Twitter if you're brand new to the show. Like us on Facebook. Obviously, if you've seen us on this on Facebook Live, follow us, like us. We're on Twitter. The Flex Network wrestling side of it is at FlexNet_PW Elite. Flex Network has its own Twitter handle. The main roster has their own version. I have to bring that up because it's one of those things where you don't have it typed up, unfortunately. At the Flex Network, all one word. Follow them, follow us. We will have more. They will be covering the fantasy football side of the content. Matt and Flex Mike, they kill it on the football side. Go follow them. Roster watch. Sunday they will have their early morning start show early in the morning for you guys on Sunday to get your rosters ready. I know I don't think that they'll have something for you guys here on the Flex Network for today for Thursday Night Football. I know Tuesday, I will be back with Flex Mike. He will join me for the top 8 list. The top 15 list, and we will be at number 7 on the list. And if you caught the last episode, you got your hint. I'm not going to share any more of it because it's really good. You want to come check us out. We'll be back live on Facebook and on YouTube now for both shows and this show. And I will be back for this show next week, next Thursday. We'll talk SmackDown, we'll talk Raw, we'll talk AEW, we'll talk NXT, what happened. And that's it. Follow us, like us, and all of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Podbean, wherever you get your content fix from for podcasts. Like us, 5-star us, leave us a comment, a good comment, and recommend us. Everything with that. I'm gonna peace out. So this has been SnowMan on the Flex Network. I will talk to you later.